What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. Now, in there's this week is like a new romantic comedy called Juliet Naked, and there's also a film called Blaze, which is a biopic about Blaze Foley. Now, Ethan Hawke is in Juliet Naked, and he also directs Blaze. So in a way, Ethan Hawke technically has two movies opening this week, which I find pretty cool. Like I'm actually a really big Ethan Hawke guy. The guy's a pretty good actor. And I don't know, in a way, to me, he's slightly underrated. Like I don't know, I just don't see people like putting him in the top level caliber of actors. I mean, he should definitely be up there because he's gotten Oscar nominations. Maybe he doesn't have a win, but at least he still has nominations. Anyway, that being said, I mean the guy has a really good body of work now, and I think his films are pretty decent. Some not so good, but anyway, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Ethan Hawke movies. All right, starting with number 10 is a recent one. It's called First Reform, which is an A24 film. It was directed by Paul Schrader, who directed American Gigolo, that Nick Cage film Dog Eat Dog, that Lindsay Lohan and James Dean film The Cannon. Uh, the film was okay. I mean, I know lots of people are calling it like their best favorite movies of the year. I'm not putting it on that list, but I found it to be good. Ethan Hawke gave a really good performance as a priest. It also had people like Amanda Seyfried, Cedric the Entertainer is in this. Pretty solid cast. And Hawke was really fantastic in this. Definitely, if you haven't checked out First Reform, give it a go. It's really slow. I'm gonna say right now, it's a slow film. I mean, it gets a little draggy, but you know what? The performances is just top notch. Definitely go give First Reform a go. I think I'll probably get kicked out of it. Number 9 will be the film Reality Bites, which was like a 1994 like dramedy film that starred Hawke with Ben Stiller. Winona Ryder was in this. Pretty decent flick. This was, I believe, this was also kind of Ben Stiller's breakout film, which it was pretty cool. Like the film is about like a documentary filmmaker and her like fellow Gen X who graduates face life that challenge like life after college, looking for work and love like in the Houston area. Really good flick. Like if you haven't had a chance to check out Reality Bites right now, check it out. You'll like it. I mean, Ethan Hawke was good in this. Ben Stiller was on the top of his game. Winona Ryder get like before she was before she was the mother of Stranger Things. She's done really other good stuff. Like in the '90s and '80s. Anyway, Reality Bites is number 9. Number 8 will be The Purge, the first Purge, of course. I was pleasantly surprised when I first saw The Purge. I thought this movie was like gonna be terrible. I thought it was not gonna be all that great. But my God, I saw the film when it got released back in 2013, and it blew me away. I mean, it was really creepy. I mean, a film about all crimes being legalized for 24 hours. I mean, that's a really darn cool premise, and it worked well with us. Now, I mean, Ethan Hawke did not appear in like the other ones after this. I'm not gonna spoil how come he didn't appear in them, but if you watch the film, you'll see why. Anyway, I mean, Ethan Hawke was really good. His wife was played by Lena Headey for all you Game of Thrones fans. But yeah, I really dug The Purge, as well as the sequels, and the most recent first Purge was pretty good too. So definitely check out The Purge one with Ethan Hawke. Like most people probably have seen The Purge by now, but you know. Anyway, number 7 is a 2015 film I saw called 10,000 Saints, which had Ethan Hawke alongside Asa Butterfield. Haley Steinfeld was in this. Let me pull up the cast list. You also got Emil Hirsch. Julianne Nicholson was in this. Ivan Jaga for all you Victorious fans. Such a outstanding cast. The film was set in 1980s and follows like a teenager from Vermont who moves to New York City to live with his father in like the East Village. This movie has got to be completely underrated. It's seriously a film that hardly no one really talks about. I saw it in 2015, and I know it played like in Sundance like beforehand. But man, this movie is a really good little flick. Ethan Hawke gave a really good performance as Asa Butterfield's dad. He also had like Haley Steinfeld. She's such a really good actress, by the way. The film also had some pretty good music. It was like a music drama film, and it really worked. Like, if you have not had a chance to check out 10,000 Saints, watch it. It's a really good little indie flick. At number 6 is the film. It's a 1998 film. I think it's 98 or 97. I got double check, but anyway, it's like a modern adaptation of Great Expectation, which is like an adaptation of the literary classic. From by Charles Dickens, not to mention. It was directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who went on to direct Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. He did that Guillermo Garcia Bernal film. He also did. He also won an Oscar for Gravity. Really decent director. Like Great Expectation also had Ethan Hawke starring alongside like the likes of Gwyneth Paltrow was in this. It also had Hank Azaria, Chris Cooper, and Bancroft. Robert De Niro was also in this. Really good flick. It was like a modernization of the Charles Dickens classic story, and it had good performances. The direction was really good. Like Ethan Hawke was of course good in this. Definitely check out Great Expectations. I think you'll probably like it. At number 5 is White Fang, which is also an adaptation of a literary classic, and it had Ethan Hawke, being paired with like a wolf. And the White Fang, the original one that came out like in the early 90s, I think it was 91 or 90, I believe. This was like one of Ethan Hawke's most breakout roles. Like he was really young back then when he did this movie. That new movie that's come out, Alpha, kind of looks a little bit like White Fang, and if you look at it. But anyway, back to the film. It's definitely a childhood classic. I should say I was born when the movie came out because I was born in '92, but I used to watch this film as a kid a couple times, and I think it also still holds up. Like Ethan Hawke was really good. I really liked the wolf in this. There was also a sequel that came after but that movie really wasn't that good. But check out the original White Fang, the one with Ethan Hawke in it. It's a really good flick. At number 4 will be Dead Poets Society, which starred the late great Robert Williams. Now, Ethan Hawke was really young in this. Like, the film came out in 19. Let me just double check. in 1989. My God, this movie turns. My God, this movie turns 30 next year. Dang. But Dead Poet Society is just a classic. Like if you're in school and stuff, you would not have a school year without the teacher putting in Dead Poet Society. When a couple times when I was in school, a few times, if I really want to get motivated for like school or get inspired by for being in school and stuff, I'll put on either Dead Poet Society or maybe some other like teacher related um inspirational flick. Like Ethan Hawke, of course, played one of the students. It was also directed by Peter Weir. It also had people like Robert Sean Leonard was in this. Josh Charles, Kurtwood Smith before he was the dad in That 70s Show. Really good inspirational flick. And I mean, come on, that "Oh Captain, My Captain" sing. Whenever that line comes on in anything, you'll know automatically what film that's from because it's from Dead Poet Society. Like definitely watch a Dead Poet Society, especially if you're a student in school. Like doesn't matter if it's college or high school or anything. Movies like Dead Poet Society will are kind of motivations for when you're in school. Just definitely check out. Like if no one have not seen Dead Poet Society by now, watch it. It's a classic. Number three will be Boyhood. This movie ended up in like my top 10 favorite movies back in 2014. I love this film. Like seriously, it was so cool how this film was like. I mean, this, this film was like 12 years in the making. Like they made this movie like over the course of 12 years, and they Richard Linklater pretty much watched the actors grow and grow throughout the years. I found it fascinating, and I know like got nominated for Best Picture. Either I love Birdman, I will still love that Boyhood had won. I mean, also the film was like directed by Richard Linklater, who directed Ethan Hawke in tons of stuff. Not Fast Times, Fast Food Nation, Waking Life. Those two has a really good working relationship. They also directed some other films that I'll mention in my number two spot. But definitely love Boyhood. I mean, the kid, the one who played like the kid, Ella Coltrane, he was fantastic as the lead. Patricia Arquette was really good. Richard Linklater's daughter gave a pretty good performance. I love Boyhood. Like, definitely, it's probably maybe one of my favorite movies of the 2010s. I found like it's a good coming of age story. Definitely, if you haven't seen Boyhood by now, watch it. I think. Also, I believe Ethan Hawke got like a nomination, like a Best Supporting Actor nomination for that, while Patricia Arquette won her Oscar for this. So it got like Oscars from left to right. All right, number two. Speaking of Richard Linklater and Ethan Hawke collabs, my number two spot would be the Before trilogies. I could have to be honest, I couldn't really choose between which Before film I like better. I mean, there was like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. All three are a really good trilogy. Lots of people actually, add it in their top 10 favorite trilogies of all time. I probably want to add it in like my top 10, but maybe my top 20 favorite trilogies. I don't know. I mean, it's a really good romance film. I mean, Ethan Hawke and his co-star Julie Delpy both like had good chemistry throughout the whole three films. Richard Linklater did a really good job at directing these. I'm actually a big Richard Linklater guy. I mean, pretty much almost everything that guy puts out is solid to me. I mean, if you guys want to watch a trilogy that's not like that's totally different than your average trilogies, definitely watch the before trilogies. Like I really get kicked out. Like these films are really cute. They're charming. Like definitely if you're like a couple or something and you want to watch like a good date night movie, definitely the before trilogies. Even if you're single, you'll still appreciate them as well. I mean, I'm a single guy and I actually appreciate the before trilogies. But definitely give the before trilogies a go. You'll probably like them. I'll also be down to see a fourth one. I don't know if they can announce a fourth one soon. I'm all for it. But anyway, the before trilogy is number two. Number one, it's no surprise, Training Day. It's a really good buddy cop film. I mean, you got Antoine Fuqua directing. Got Denzel Washington, who actually won an Oscar for his performance in this. Fantastic movie. I mean, it's really fun. It's engaging. It has like good performances in it. Definitely love Training Day. Like it's funny. It's my number one favorite Ethan Hawke movie, and it's my number one favorite Denzel movie. So definitely, it's a fantastic film. The TV show was okay, but it did not live up to the movie. But yeah, that's pretty much all my favorite Ethan Hawke movies. Let me run down the list. Number 10, First Reform. Number 9, Reality Bites. Number 8, The Purge. Number 7, 10,000 Saints. Number 6, Great Expectations. Number 5, White Fang. Number 4, Dead Poet Society. 3, Boyhood. 2, The Before Trilogies. And number 1, Training Day. Alright. Now, I most likely left out some other Ethan Hawke films. I could have probably added, speaking of Antoine Fuqua, I could have added the Magnificent Seven remake that was pretty decent. He also had a really good role in Valerian, but either I dug him in it, and I dug the film as well. I thought he was pretty wasted in that film. Like, I mean, the guy he does have crap like that. Like one film he did with Emma Watson a few years back. Yuck. Like he also has Predestination, which I know a lot of people like, but I didn't really care for Predestination that much. Like he also has other films like Tape, lots of good. Like the guy has a really good body of work. But anyway, let me give it to you guys. What's your favorite Ethan Hawke movie? Like, do you have a favorite? Which one of the films that I listed do you like? Is there like an Ethan Hawke movie that's not on my list that you actually enjoy? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell for more notifications. This year is Thomas L. signing out.